What's going on? It's Nestedy, and today we're going to be going over the Halo World Championship 2023 Grand Finals, Optic versus FaZe. I was requested by a viewer to make this video. They wanted me to give my analysis on this game. Let me start the video by saying in no means do I think I'm better than these players. I sometimes articulate myself in a way that sounds overconfident, and it's gotten me in a lot of trouble before. So I apologize if you guys have seen something on Twitter of me talking about teams. I'm just very passionate about Halo, and I do think I understand the game to an extent. So sometimes my opinions, I hold them as facts, but at the end of the day, my opinions are just my opinions, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to do my best this video to try to articulate in a way that you guys understand. I have tac maps ready, and I don't want to, honestly, I don't even want to say anything else. Let's just get right into this gameplay. I'm really excited. This is Recharge, and it's a really good game mode on this map, so let's get into it.
And you know what that means. It's grand finals time, everyone.
Listen to that crowd.
Underway here.
Okay.
Versus Optic.
All right. So starting strats, very interesting. There's good starting strats, bad starting strats. I don't know what, I can't see everybody else on the team. Formal took some damage. Honestly, this is really bad damage taken from Formal from Renegade because the bat ledge doesn't matter. I always hate players going bat ledge because you want to centralize towards Camo. So for example, let's say this red guy here is Mr. Formal, and he's looking at bat ledge. And this guy right here is Mr. John Renegade, and he's looking at Formal. This damage is actually going to hurt Formal because he's not going to be in this engagement right here. And it's going to force him to back up, which you see him do that. This game is literally a damage game. It's not a kills game. It's how much damage can I do to the other person. I can probably articulate that better, but I'm not going to explain in depth how important damage in this game. But essentially, because Formal took this damage, he is now forced to back up, and he's going to be out of this engagement, and wherever his team is, like, it doesn't matter. He's just going to be out of the fight for a long time, so that's terrible damage. Yeah, I don't know what more to explain. It's just terrible damage. That's all I can, basically the way I can explain it. What I would like for him to do is play a tighter corner here. Look at Camo. Buy his team, these teammates, that time to, you know, get control of this area right here. Let's do it with a different color. You know, buy his team that time by staying alive there and being very healthy. I have a saying in the game that good Halo teammates stay healthy to help their teammates. I think a lot of people have problems with taking damage and then they can't help anybody because they already took so much damage, and it's a really hard thing to pick up on. But already this is one mistake that I'm just noticing. Not saying Formal is an imperfect Halo player. Me personally, I would play tighter, and I would like for him to see, I would like for him to play tighter, and I just explained the ideology behind it. And yeah, so that's one thing I've noticed already. Let's get into it. Another thing that I've noticed, Renegade playing for shock rifle. I hate this. 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 Because the importance of camo is so crucial to the starting of this game that I just feel like it takes away from getting camo. But there is arguments to be had that once you have that shock rifle control and you are already on the ball, you can maybe start playing the ball in here. It's just me personally, I like playing for the power ups on this map. I think they're essential, but I don't know. I don't know FaZe's prep. I don't know FaZe's plans. This could be well into their planning, and that just has to do with their in-game leaders and strategies. But overall, I don't like it. Hate is a very strong word, so let me rephrase it. I would say it's just not a desired plan that I'd go for. Maybe it's the better one. I just haven't played at enough high-level Halo to understand that. And yeah, so that's also an interpretation I have of the starting strat, is that it's very interesting that people go for shock rifle and then they send their teammates to play for camo here. I just feel like you're kind of abandoning your team that's playing for this side of the map, and it just seems like a very selfish play if your main goal is to just play for the shock rifle. And yeah. All right, I already talked about a lot, so let's move on because I don't want to get too caught up on just one play.
Clan versus Optic Gaming, a tale as old as time, and one of the greatest esports rivalries to grace our screens. Snakebite with an early camo grab here up against the Let's Go Optic chat in the building already.
This is really good.
Surprised to hear the Optic fans getting loud. They will be pushing their team to success,
Okay.
pushing them to glory.
Snakebite's doing a real good job. Notice how he stayed alive at Orange Door, and he's basically just hiding because the enemy Optic team knows that he has camo. So he's just like sitting still and not wanting to move because they're gonna, try to have those camo eyes. They're trying to be like, all right, where the hell is Snakebite at? Sorry, excuse my language. Where the heck is Snakebite at? Let's find this guy. And he's just sitting still there being like, all right, guys, like, I'm living with his camo. But then what he does is he allows the timings in the enemy players' heads to reset. So it's like they're sensing for that camo. They don't sense immediate danger. And now they're trying to move on to the map. They're like first they're thinking of camo, right? Now they're thinking of oddball. They're like, all right, now we actually got to get the oddball, which they do end up getting the oddball. But now Snakebite is allowed to move in that map. He's allowed to play the center of the map. He's allowed to get that info for his teams, and he does a brilliant job. This just shows really good understanding of like how players work, and it's just brilliant. Snakebite is one of my favorite players. I've loved watching him play since Reach, and yeah.
He can, but Snakebite is just snuck through here with his camo.
That is so brilliant. That is crazy. Honestly, it's not brilliant, but it's just crazy to me that even at this highest level, like Trippy's not getting a melee. Trippy needs to be getting a melee here. It's just I don't know what Trippy's not looking at. This is what we call in theory terms weak. Trippy needs to get a melee, so that's an error. I don't know if anyone is even I don't know if anyone's like cleaning up.
Really good veteran play with that camo coming in from Snakebite.
It's very interesting. Optics setup here. So Lucid is bottom. They know camo's up. Okay. There's obviously a couple ways this could be played, but to my understanding, this is the people I see on the map right now. So you have Formal looking at red pipes, or you have Formal and red pipes on grenades looking into Turbine. You have Trippy with ball. You have Lucid, big door, which he later then jumps up to here. And then where is APG at? Where's Mr. APG? The gangster.
But Snake will be pushing their team to success, pushing them to glory if they can. But Snakebite is just snuck through here with his camo. Doesn't take damage and...
Okay. And then you have APG here. Okay. And then you have APG bottom middle. So already this is kind of a weird setup. Let's also see where So based off optics positions, they knew they were going to be spawning in A. So Formal is doing a really good job of trying to control them in A. And he even gets a kill on Frosty, so he takes Frosty out. And then APG sitting here, which is kind of a questionable position. I don't know if he spawned down here. But what FaZe is doing is they're just pushing a side of the map, trying to get their pick to clear a side of the map, while also working off of Snakebite's camo, which is right here, and then he later goes down here. It's very interesting. Frosty makes this play. He plays his life poorly. He goes for an individual fight. Hashtag Rob the Turtle. Pros never go for individual fights. The good ones, quote unquote. Sorry, that's my personal vendetta against Rob the Turtle right now. But essentially, Frosty loses a 1v1 in red pipes here. What I would like Frosty to do is just shoot this guy a couple times and then just back up. That's all. That's all he needed to do. Try to get some damage in, try to out-strength him, and then he just needs to back up and see what his team is playing for. So then you have Renegade and I think this is Royal 2. Yeah, Renegade and Royal 2 pushing down here, playing for this pick for APG. I don't know where APG spawned. I would like him to play farther back, like maybe right here, because I think Lucid's idea was to come and help him. And then Optic was trying to rotate this ball to this side. And FaZe is just doing a real good job of just like pressuring the center map. And they end up picking APG. Like that's their first pick. Again, my analysis, just my personal opinion, I would like APG to play the C-plat, trying to get back here, back silo control. If Optic decided to rotate this ball, it's very extremely situational based. You can't really decide how the game goes. There's no such thing as perfect Halo. I like playing adaptation Halo, if you may call it. Let's always adapt to the situation. I hate talking about perfect scenarios. It doesn't do good for anyone. I just like talking about the ideas. But now let's go back to the camo play and why it was so weak and why I didn't like it. Because it's so weak in my opinion because Optic knows that FaZe has camo, and Optic has an excellent coach, Mr. Lunchbox, and they dang well know that Snake, by getting the camo, is going to be up to some mischievous things. And he played it really well. He went from Orange Door all the way to middle, jumped up on L1, and then went top gold and was able to kill Trippy without taking 0 damage. 0 damage. That is crazy. 0 damage. This is a blunder by Optic. This is 0 damage, blunder by Optic. What I would have liked Optic to do is just play a tighter setup. I'm not going to show you the perfect setup that I want because I don't really feel the need to explain it all. I would like Optic to just play a tighter setup. If the enemy team has camo, you need to be skeptical of your camo and how you play into that. The enemy team is going to be playing with the idea that they have camo, so you can maybe even use that to your advantage. It's all a mind game at the end of the day. And yeah, I would just like Optic to play a tighter setup. Maybe, maybe Trippy goes back to Formal, especially after he gets that pick. Like, he should be playing with Formal here until Formal takes like a considerable amount of damage. Or maybe the call was to rotate into long, which then APG needs to stress the importance of living his life even longer. So like he needs to do a really good job of milking like back stacks. Like I think I saw him in the video fighting bottom stacks. This is just what I call unacceptable, even at like this highest level. But keep in mind, these are professionals. I haven't played this. I haven't played at the highest level. So me critiquing this doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I feel the need to justify that because I don't want people to take my words and think that I know everything. But in terms, like, this is just unacceptable at the highest level. Like, ABG needs to be playing back. He needs to be playing either C-Plat or trying to play his life really well to milk that time for Lucid to come. And yeah, let's move on from this play. I've already talked about a lot. Let's watch some of the game and just enjoy the game. And if I feel the need to talk about anything, we'll talk about that. Gets the kill, no damage, crazy. Then you saw APG died. Formal just trying to get a kill, really played really well. Unlucky. Maybe he took too much damage. I noticed that Formal takes a lot of unnecessary damage. That's one of the weaknesses Formal has. From my analysis, let me clarify, my analysis, Formal takes a lot of unnecessary damage, and it hurts his team, and it also does good things for his team. In my opinion, he just needs to like balance out the way of taking more efficient damage. And yeah, let's not talk about the rest of it.
Will be passed off, so a strong step up here for FaZe Clan off of the rip, controlling the pipes and the power weapon as well.
You talk about veteran plays coming in your grand finals. How about Snakebite? Look at that, cool, calm, and composed with the camo. He single-handedly dismantles Gold, grabs the ball, and grabs Shock as well. That will lead to your first narrow FaZe Clan lead at 10-7.
And you always feel in these first games, it's a little bit nervy, right? It's a little bit of you're gonna hit the headshot. Sometimes we see a few extra body shots, not quite connecting with the head until those nerves just start to settle. Speaking of settling those,
it's crazy that the casters are talking about nerves right now. Watching this team play in this game versus the entire series, I can definitely tell FaZe was nervous, specifically Renegade, and that could just be me talking out my ass. It's just my interpretation. If you guys don't know me, I went to college for psychology, so I'm very interested in people and the study of human behavior. And John is one of my favorite players in the game. I actually played with him recently in matchmaking. He allowed me to join his lobby, and we were just completely dominating. Really cool guy, seems like a down-to-earth guy, but he actually seemed very nervous the first 2 matches of the series, but he regained himself, and I just felt like pure confidence oozing from his play and his stature as a person. It was amazing. It was an amazing thing to see. It was an amazing thing to witness him win this game. He's one of my favorite players in the game. I'm a huge Renegade fan, and yeah.
FaZe Clan, who have done it best at the start of this game, 17 points and rising, and still holding this pipe's control.
Like I said, you can argue about the logistics of this death. This is a bad death. It's just like what I have to talk about, like what I say about Formal. It's like you're taking a lot of damage. You're having this confidence in yourself. It's just balancing out and doing it properly every time. It's a consistent thing. These guys are the best, and I don't feel the need to explain the damage thing anymore.
As well, trying to get crafty with the angle. Snakebite is left as your last player alive for FaZe. It's a 1v1 versus Formal at the moment.
Formal trying to decide if he wants to move near that odd ball, or maybe he's just trying to influence spawns and get his teammates around it.
So Formal with the ball right here, all he's doing is he's just waiting for his teammates to spawn to tell him like what he needs to do. He sees Trippy spawn, and he needs to now decide if he has the timings to either play the ball, try to get a kill. There's many things you can do. Right now, he's just seeing them spawn, and he's deciding what to do. So now he's thinking.
What he looks like he might have done.
And he's like, can I get into A? And he grapples. Wow. I really would have not liked Trippy to trade there. I really would have wanted him to shoot Royal 2 and then back up because he has a teammate behind them. Playing your life is very important. Just a small thing. Oh, shoot. Wait, Flamestar, are you here? Sorry for that break. Flamestar actually joined my my Discord call, and he's wanting to game, and I was distracted. But yeah, I would like Trippy to play his life a little more there, and overall, Optic are playing really well. Like, they're spawning in A. They're playing really tight. They're trying to, you know, play some scrappy ball time. They're not playing to rotate the ball. They're just playing to hold the setup and try to outstrength the team. And that comes with playing your life very well in this situation. They're at a disadvantage. Like, the entire map is phases. They can poke from any angle. And Trippy dying there was very detrimental because it's now going to allow FaZe to do whatever they want, essentially.
By playing the ball like that, he just tricks anyone thinking he might be trailing it. Instead, grapples right back in for fast move. But here's a two-man push.
Wow. Wow.
Shut down by Formal.
Optic are so good. That's all I have to say.
Third player will fall. Camo popping as well. And with those 2 kills coming in from Formal, Trippy will get away with that camouflage, and Optic have a full setup and go into a lead as well.
Wow, what a lead change there.
It just shows you how important strength is as an individual, like as a team. It just shows you how important strength is.
Timing, perfect timing on the kills. As you saw, Formal is the one that made the immediate push from Pipes. He wasted no time. I think FaZe Clan thought they had more time, but because of Formal's grapple, they get into Whirlpool right away. Now they have rotated to Hydro as well, and they lead by 15.
Trippy's still got a little bit of camo to work with as well. Just some good damage, but can't quite convert onto a kill. But FaZe are going to be worried because they know they don't have that camo. They know that Trippy is about. And with that kill, the ball does get reset anyway. So Optic throw that one off the map, get that play ball. FaZe straight on top of it though. And now Trippy, with his camo run out, is going to work with APG to push this ball.
This is a big 3-man push here. Let's see if they can break. They've got 1 kill. They've got the opening break they need. They're going to try to break the gold setup here.
You can see the play boys are going to be made as well, but the trade is going to come in. So 3v3 on the map right now. There's a little 1v1 going down in and around that odd ball, but Lucid is watching over that odd ball like a hawk at the moment as he now moves in on Frost.
Wow, Lucid's so good.
Just reading the play perfectly as he pre-nades bottom tower. He's also going to grab these plasmas. Lucid was a spawner off of that sequence.
Such good damage. Takes none. Fantastic. Plays the space well. Well done. Just plays the middle of the map now that they have number advantage. Gets a kill on Frosty. Frosty takes too much damage, dies with shock rifle. Just living. This is amazing. This is brilliant. He needs to push bottom A here. He needs to push bottom A here. He has the timings for this, and he doesn't realize it. I would have liked for Lucid to push bottom A there to try to contain them in red pipes. He's just playing a bit reserved. Again, this is a world championship game. Yeah, I would have liked for Lucid to push bottom A there. And yeah.
Just here coming in from Optic Gaming right now, outslaying and also outscoring, and now heavily in your round number 1. It's 59-29.
Full setup here at blue as well. Lucid with the commando in his hands. Should be able to get a guaranteed trade if anyone pushing in. If you can avoid those grenades. However, Snakebite's making it difficult. And Renegade.
Well done. See how oh my gosh. All right. What's going to happen here? I think Lucid kills him. But what I was going to say is Lucid did a really good job. I would say he played a little weak based off knowing how good Lucid is. He did a really good job staying alive, and he just played back. And now I'm very interested in Snakebite in this engagement. Snakebite, again, a wonderful player. I feel like he understands the human mind, and he's really good at playing mind games. He's really good at reading his opponents, and this is just a brilliant play by him. I wonder if it's going to pay out, or like play out in his favor. And yeah, let's watch it. I think Lucid's going to win. I could be wrong, but let's go.
About what's going to happen in the next
and Lucid wins.
Few moments. Renegade gets 2, but Lucid will cut one down out of the air. The ball does get played by Optic though. Oh no, it doesn't. It stays on the match. And FaZe may have a chance of stealing away a setup unless APG can get this ball on
Wait,
the map, and
great
that's
play from
exactly what he
APG.
does.
Leave it to
Making sure they get that ball played.
APG, the
Amazing.
Master of many trades here. He's eventually going to find 3 dead for Optic Gaming. The ball is played, but it's an immediate grab. From
Too much damage,
that
Lucid.
play ball.
But you do damage. No, see? If you... Positioning. Get to the position.
Yeah, FaZe is one thing that maybe we've been a little bit critical of sometimes in the objective game types for them. A little bit overslaying going on, not prioritizing that objective when there is an opportunity to do so, but no opportunity to make those mistakes in a grand final. 68 points on the board at the moment for Optic, but FaZe are starting to get close.
What can FaZe do here? They've been back.
Wow, look at this push from Optic. Lucid gets a trade. APG just flies out Turbine, full trusting his teammates.
Early on in this game.
Dies, but now Optic has a loner in A, which is able to cause some chaos. They're kind of separate, so their break wasn't that tight. And now Formal needs to win a 1v1. Oh. And unlucky for Optic, they didn't win the push. But overall, it was a decently well executed push, and I really respect it.
But the way he allowed the player from the catwalk into elevator, saw the kills go down, means he can re-wrap through mid-bridge and completely catch his Formal off guard. It's perfect movement from him. Lucid will finally end this little spree, but with that and the little run that he went on, FaZe are pretty close and might just go into a lead here.
Yeah, they do. What a great hold there. And even though you saw Lucid win the battle of back Hydra, it was a lot of time on the board that comes in for FaZe, but Optic Gaming does answer.
Like, Renegade usually hits those shots. I thought he was a little nervous during these first 2 matches, and I stand by that. I don't know him personally, and I don't know what, you know, he goes through, and I don't know his mindset. But me personally, I feel like Renegade was actually really nervous this map. Optic end up winning this map, and yeah.
Back, they get 3 dead. Frosty's your last player alive on stacks.
And it's APG who's doing the damage at the moment. Oddball back in the hands of Optic Gaming. And there was a little example I was talking about, right? The shock rifle not quite hitting the head in this game, number 1. Maybe a little bit later in the series, heads get popped. But for now, it's the battle for Camo that's going to be taking place in around 20 seconds. Trippy's going to get flanked here. Can he escape with that grapple? Just about manages to do so.
First picture traded out, 3 dead for Optic Gaming. This was the push that FaZe needed to win. Right now, they're in a 2v1, and with 90 points on the board, they need to win this push.
Doing a good job staying alive, gets a kill. I feel like he could have played it a little stronger knowing how talented Renegade is, but I'm not going to knock him for the play that he wanted to make. Maybe he shoots and starts milking his life, doesn't jump, but instead milks his life more towards the glass area, throws the nade, and maybe plays his life a little better. I'm not John Renegade, so I'm not going to try to tell him what to do.
Near that oddball. Lucid's just trying to bait it out at the moment. You can see he's aware of the positioning here. As the Camo is coming up as well. 1v1 with Snakebite. Renegade joins the party.
Lucid has such a good strafe.
Just a long time. If you're an Optic fan, and Optic find themselves 3 dead. Camo should be stolen away here by Snakebite, but I'm not sure if he picked that up. APG's still alive and still causing problems.
APG with good damage there.
Formal gets
Camo
it.
should be grabbed by Optic here. If Formal can stay alive, it's huge.
Oh, that's so risky. That's so risky. Oh no.
Snakebite didn't quite slide out and pick that up.
I feel like the timings were a little off on their coordination together. They should have timed that a little better, Brad and Formal. In the Bandit meta, Formal would have died instantly, but he's playing that it's not the Bandit meta, so obviously it's gonna be fine. I feel like right there the timings were a little off.
Snakebite will finally go down as well, and this is an opportunity now. Look how tight this game is in the last few moments. 3 dead here, Renegade low.
Oh my god, let's go.
Formal.
Ice.
Who else but Formal comes in and grabs that oddball? to win
This should
the
be
round
game.
for
Formal
Optic
just has to
Gaming.
go in a corner, or round just has Formal just has to go in a corner, and yeah, brilliant. Overall, some high level Halo, some mistakes. Optics playing well, FaZe is playing decently, not as good as they they can play, and they proved that later in the series. They take and win the championship. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this map in this match. I don't want to give my full analysis because it's going to take way too long. I think about the game very deeply. I'm a very deep and analytical person, and by no means am I saying I'm better than all of these players, and I think I know better than them. I want to make that very clear. This is just me having a fun conversation about Halo, so please do not take it very personal. I have massive respect for all these players. I feel the need to clarify because I literally was attacked on Twitter 30 trillion times stating that Native Red trying to state that Native Red were new to the scene. I just couldn't articulate it well. So this is me clarifying, saying in no means am I better than any of these players. I just respect their craft. I respect the game. I love playing Halo. I hope you enjoyed my analysis. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side.